you very much. First of all, I like to thank Luigi Marras and the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs for hosting us today. I like to thank Franco Pizzetti, President of Alleanza per Internet, and Vincenzo Scotti, President of Link University, and the Undersecretary Vari, on behalf that is present here today with us on behalf of the Italian government. I'm very much looking forward to our discussion on this very interesting and topical issue, the post-WICIT environment and the need for a new global Internet agenda. ETNO, as you many know, participated in the WICIT last year, being a long-standing sector member of the ITU and having submitted a proposal which attracted a lot of attention. As has been well documented, ETNO proposal was intended to address an issue which is fundamental for the future of our economy and society, and for which we have long been campaigning: the sustainability of the Internet ecosystem. However, I do not propose to elaborate further on the details of that proposal, as our intended focus this morning is to take a look at the post-WICIT landscape with an eye to what happened in Dubai, but more importantly, with a view to what lies ahead for us in terms of the Internet agenda and Internet governance at large. My very positive takeaway from Dubai was that WICIT served to awaken the interest of many in the Internet governance landscape and the issues that arose as a result of the tricky talks. This can be, and we should never forget, a good thing. Increased stakeholder participation, more voices, ideas, and better awareness will help move this debate forward in a positive way. Addressing the outcome of Dubai, I think it's fair to say that we are all still in a process of digesting what happened and assessing the impact of the WICIT. Within Europe, much discussion is taking place, not only with the European Commission, but also at the national level. Several European countries are conducting legal reviews and consultations on the final treaty text. It is very possible that some countries may choose to sign up the treaty at a later stage as a result. I am quite sure that the various ITU regions across the globe are also undertaking their own reviews to assess the position some find themselves in, whereby they see a split in signatories. Also, it would be important to fully understand the validity and the force of the revised treaty amongst the ITU countries, be they signatory or not. In this respect, I wait with a great interest the outcome of a series of assessments that have been launched also by the EU Commission by way of example on the constituency of the treaty to the EU acquis. Why might later accession to the treaty occur? Well, some would argue, and in some respect it is my personal view too, that the treaty text is not as harmful as has been depicted by some media outlets. A careful review of the actual wording will show that there are many positive provisions. The point being, there is much to be proud of in this treaty text, and few could deny that new provisions would help bring about a better environment and facilities for consumers. For this reason, Hamadoun Touré and the ITU team should be congratulated for their effort. Clearly, the US, and indeed some countries within the EU, had a fundamental issue with the extension of scope of this treaty and the inclusion of the Internet or any word alluding the Internet functions in the final text. That's not to say that I necessarily share these concerns. You should know that the definition of telecoms in the EU clearly covers IP interconnection, and given that the telecom environment is clearly moving that way, we feel that this was a missed opportunity to address the associated issues and concerns. We cannot be blind to the political undertones of the Wiki debate. For the US, the Internet is an important national resource which is used globally and delivers great economic benefit. And we must respect the US position of defending that. But at the same time, US has to understand the concern raised by European telecom industry and has to understand our reasons and our interests. We cannot deny that all of this has left us in a somewhat difficult position, and some issues remain to be addressed. ETNO continues to believe that Internet sustainability issues is one of tremendous importance for our sector, and we need to find common solutions. However, in line with Commissioner Neelie Kroes's statement of last week, I would tend to push back on this notion of digital Cold War, a dramatic and provocative phrase that gets us nowhere. If nothing else, if one were to accept this state of affairs, where would we go from there? It's a dead-end alley, and I feel we have to be more optimistic than that. Of fundamental importance is the need to respect the fact that national differences exist, political regimes differ, and there are varying levels of competition in our markets. Indeed, the industry does not speak with one voice, as we saw at the Wiki. Acceptance of the fact is the first step. We do not all think that as one and no one region can impose their view on another, nor should we demonize those countries that have signed the treaty. For some of the signatories, the benefit, some of the positive things in the treaty about which I spoke, simply overweighted the negatives, and we should respect that. That does not make those countries the enemy. I know, for example, that Brazil, as signatory of treaty, felt strongly about the positive impact of the roaming provisions. In terms of moving forward, some of this debate will carry over to the ITU World Telecom Policy Forum in May, where Internet governance issues are clearly in scope. I would hope, however, that we can all come to that meeting with open minds, and that every stakeholder has the opportunity to play a role in the debate. Governments, industry, and civil society. Another positive takeaway from the Wiki was the role of the civil society played an important part. The ITU made excellent strides in opening up its debate to that segment of stakeholders. Let's continue to build on that and ensure that their voices are heard, as fully transparency and engagement in the discussion is paramount. Indeed, there has been a growing acceptance of the need for multi-stakeholder dialogue and enhanced cooperation over recent years, and that is good progress. I believe that the ITU plays a very positive role in many areas of the telecom internet policy debate, and it does important work that should not be overlooked. Spectrum is one such example. The experience building up over its long history and is a key asset of the organization and its strong leadership under Amadou Touré. I'm often amazed at the breadth of issues the ITU covers, the global reach that it has, the positive strides it has made in helping to bridge the digital divide, to encourage broadband growth in the regions, and particularly within developing countries. No other organization matches that breadth, although we know that ISOC does excellent work too in some of those areas. If anything, the Wiki helped to define the role of the ITU. I refer to, for example, the distinction drawn between the ITU ICANN and underlined by both Fadi Sheade and Amadou Touré at the meeting. WICIT was a learning experience for us all, and I sincerely hope that we can all come to forthcoming meetings with a greater understanding and acceptance of different opinions, and that we can find ways to work more closely together to resolve our needs. I have not lost hope. As Amadou knows, I'm a positive person. That constructive dialogue can be held and solutions can be found. The Internet is an important asset for us all, and we must find ways to allow all actors to continue to have a role and to benefit from its growth and success. Thank you very much.